Next, we'll create an event so we can have some interaction. So events are located right up here. And as you can see, there's already one because the program has to begin somewhere. So when the world starts, we do our first method exists. Now, our Odie guard house method only happens whenever we call that, and that's when we just drag it in. So that one exists right here. So to create a new event, there's a lot of pre-made ones. So we can have when a key is typed, as it says, clicks when something's true, da 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 da. So we're going to have the arrows move a subject. And they're going to move Garfield and the entire Garfield. So if we play that, we'll notice that immediately Garfield can turn and move. Now we don't have the animation of him walking because that's way beyond the scope of this program, but we do have some interactivity going. Okay, so once our two characters start bouncing up and down, I'm going to have the camera change its change so that we see everything from Garfield's point of view. So if I click on camera, I can set point of view. I'm going to drag that in to the world as seen by Garfield and the entire Garfield. And because this will only happen once, if I start moving then Garfield, the camera will stay where it is. So I'm going to move in a while loop, while true, and then drag this in if I can. So while true, we're going to have Garfield's, and while true will never end, because this will always be true. The camera will then follow Garfield. Now, one thing we have here is this loop will continue to execute until this has happened 10 times, and then we will have this going. So what we can do is use one of these logical operators down here to see if we can have them happen simultaneously. So I'm going to drag in a do together. There it is. And I'm going to drag this while loop in there. Oops, and that got nested inside of there, so that's not what I want. There, that's what we're looking for. If I had put this inside of here, then we would have one loop inside of another, which logically can work, but may give you different results. So now I'm going to go ahead and test my program, and while Odie's on guard, I should be able to have Garfield approach him. And then from there, what I'm going to do is just have them say something to each other. So that works. Now what I want to have happen is that if Garfield gets near Odie as a guard dog is going to start barking. So I'm going to put this if statement inside our do together. So Odie can be on patrol. The camera is going to be set to Garfield. And then I can set up my logic in here. And one way I can use logic with characters is through some of these functions. So I'm going to click on Garfield and function. So that if Garfield, if he gets close, we'll see if the distance is less than 4 meters, and that's just random, to Odie, and I can drag the whole Odie in. So if Garfield's distance is less than 4 meters, let's click on an Odie method here. And there might be some pre-made ones. I was going to have him bark, but let's see what Odie happiness does. Else, we don't have to do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to speed it up. Now we're in Garfield's point of view, and I might need to move him up a little. I'm going to turn, see if I can see the house. And we don't know if it's happening because we can't have a view of it. So one thing we can do is then change our view. So I have it set up that if Garfield gets near Odie, the camera's going to turn to face Odie, and then Odie's going to have some happiness. However, Odie is still stuck in this endless loop. So, or I shouldn't say endless loop, in this loop where he's going to pace back and forth 10 times. So he's still going to do this probably. He might respond happily, but the camera won't pick that up. So what I can do here is, with more logic, is I'm going to put an if statement in here, if true, and I'm going to put in if Garfield's near, so if Garfield, if his distance is less than or equal to 4 meters from Odie, I'm going to set counter equal to 10. So that will get us out of our loop. And then, just to make sure I can see it, I'm going to put in a 1-second delay and then test it. And hopefully this will now have us able to walk over to Odie. Odie will then interrupt his guard duties and then face us. The camera will face Odie, and then his celebration can begin.